From where we have started, like where we have ended. Now we had a plus b times c, sorry, c times a plus b. That means, and we had c times a plus b plus c times a plus d. Like, we changed the structure a little bit just to get out of the loop, because maths tell us that we can simplify further, but we can't because of the statement it says. But we know order doesn't matter, so we just change the we didn't change the value but the structure a little bit. Like, the structure of a multiplication depends on the order but not the value. Okay, whatever. Now it is stated to say it as to write a plus b. Let me pick the perfect pen for it. It's the most stupidest pen. A plus b plus, let me erase it a little bit. A plus b plus a plus b plus a plus b dot 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 c times plus a plus b a plus b dot 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 d times. Now in both sides we added a plus b. Look here, c times a plus b, d times a plus b. Now we get, as here, a plus b. Like, in this case a plus b was added c times. Now we can write ca because of the distribution property. We know c times a was added, again c times b was added, so cb, again d times a was added, now d times b was added. Now you can ask a very common question, like, we have like terms da ca, then why didn't we add in the first case? We didn't add here. We could add here, but we couldn't add here because of variables. ca and da are completely different variables. They aren't representing me a number, so how may I add it? Like, if you're giving 4 apples, 2 bananas, I can ask you how many fruits you have in total, but can I ask you how many apples you have? Like, what is it, how many, like, can you add those? Like, I'm asking literally just, like, how can you add those apple and bananas? No, because they're different fruits. You can have total fruits, but you cannot have total, like, you didn't have increased anything, just you have increased the number of fruits, but the number of, not the number of certain fruits. So in this case, if ca and da was like 3a plus 2a, then it could be written as 5a, because 3a means a plus a plus a, 3 times a was added, plus 2 times a is added, so in total you have 5 a's. 5a is added repeatedly, and 5 times a means just that, because we can rewrite it as 5 times a, because it is a simplified form. That's why you need to learn simplification. Okay, now we got our certain answer, ca, cb. Now if you see, it just followed the FOIL method, but it's from right to left, but instead of left to right. Now it wrote ca, cb, and look, it wrote ca, c times a was added, cb, c is getting multiplied with a and b. Now d is getting a look, da, it's from right to left, and none more than this. Now in the FOIL method, what they does, they just switch places. Now we understood distributive property, everything. Now we can follow them blindly with understanding what is actually happening deeper. Now if you have a plus b, wait, let me thicken it up. Okay, now if I have a plus b times c plus d, and I hate this form, c plus d. Now what if FOIL method states that, but this side should be multiplied with this side, right? This whole expression should be multiplied with c, then d. But expression states that you can multiply a. What it's just saying, you are just flipping sides like c plus d times a plus b. How? Because when you or flip sides like this, what you get, c plus d, it's so hard to write here, times a plus c plus d times b, due to the distributive property, of course, this. Now what you get, a times c. Now we flip the structure because it just uh, not flipping, but now we write it as ac, because a times ca, because we cannot, if we like, as we stated, as we got, like, now we have to switch places, because here's the most confusing part, because if we don't switch places, we can see that we return to the backline, because it was derived from a plus b was added c plus d times, then a plus b was grouped, right? Then if a plus b was grouped, then c times a plus b and c times a, like a plus b was added c plus b well, wait, let me tell you again, it's really confusing. Now in this case, a plus b was added c plus d times, and if we group terms, you get a was added c plus b times, b was added c plus b times. Now I can write ca plus times a, because that's what it means, and ca times ca, like cd times a plus cd times b. Okay, like this is really tangling in my brain too. Like if you try to understand such things, multiplication and addition, repeated maths really confuse. Like they're really tangling maths. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Now they distribute like this times b. Now we know, if we again simplify or write the main core idea of ca plus a, we again return back to the that line where we derived it from. So what we do, we little bit change the structure again. Now we write it as a times c plus d, b times c plus d, because we are deriving, we have to simplify further, and we know order doesn't matter, and it can distribute from left to right, and but it can also distribute from right to left if you want, because multiplication, like if you use it blindly, but that's how it actually works, because the left number represent how many times it is added, and right side represents which number is added. Now in this case, for ease, I changed it the order a little bit. Now you get, now if we add cd a times repeatedly and cd b times repeatedly, we would get c was added a times, so a, d was also added a times, like cd is a single value, cd was added. Then if we grouped them, we would get ca plus cd, same thing, look, again we would get bc plus bd, and we cannot add bd and ac, like what I say, bd and ad, because they are not like terms. bd and ad are completely different terms. We could add if a and b were number, as they are not number. So look, as you can see, distributive property is just flipping c times d, c plus d. It's really tangling on my brain too. So I think you understood how it actually worked, and man, it's really complex. I will explain, like, man, I have nothing to explain right now. It's just complex computations. So like repeated computations just made everything messy. Okay.